Hello everybody, my name is Bloom and welcome back to my second episode of How to PvP Bloom Style. This episode I'm going to teach you everything I know about aiming while moving techniques, strafing, and kiting. Okay, so my advice to aim while moving is either find a buddy or find someone AFK. Run in circles with your W and A or D key so you're walking diagonally around them while keeping your mouse focused on their head or neck if you need. Take time to slow down if this is too fast for you. It would be a lot better to hit F3 and B so you can see their hitbox and keep your aim steadied on that hitbox. Now, take your time and practice this. When you feel comfortable, start clicking to hit them. Now, I'll go over clicking in a future video and how to do it consistently, but for now, try to click on your buddy while moving in circles around them. When you get confident with this, and please, take your time in learning this. Without your aiming and strafing, you probably won't be good at all at PvP. So pause this video or put it down and go practice this before you do this next step. Go. So, after you practice that, start jumping and aiming under your feet while in the air. You'll see me doing this right now on video. Keep this up while you keep your aim on the player. Alright, so for this next part you will need an active buddy, or if you don't have an active buddy, simply hop into single player and get a cow spawn egg. Hit the cow and continue to run in circles around the cow while hitting it. I found that cows, on a flat surface anyway, act the most like humans do when they fight. When the cow dies, spawn another. You'll be in creative anyways. If you do have a buddy, pop on some plain diamond or iron armor and go out and practice strafing and punching one another. So when you feel confident enough to go out and fight, gear up and take your enemies on. This will be a consistent way to learn the most about player strafing and how to get around it. It varies player to player, so I would recommend going into a free-for-all server where it's simply kits and no real penalty when you die to get the best practice. If you've ever played any Counter-Strike or most good FPS games, you'll know a bit about moving, but if not, that's what I'm here for. If you're a reasonable way away from your opponent, wait for them to come to you or close to you. While they are, do something that'll make them think you know nothing about PvP. Dance, jig around, look straight down at the ground. If they're watching, it will lower their expectancy towards the fight. So if your opponent doesn't take you seriously and thinks it'll be an easy win, you're on the right track. Take your opponent by surprise with some advanced strafing. Keep in mind that the best place to be is at your enemy's back. If you're at their back, they have to take the time and movement to turn around and focus their aim back on you. It's annoying to your opponent and a one-upper which lets you move back around and get right at their back again. Keep practicing strafing and aiming and soon you'll become a pro. Now onto the super fun part, kiting. The noobs will tell you that kiting and strafing are the exact same thing when they are not. Strafing is moving around and avoiding your opponent, while kiting is chasing your opponent and preventing him or her for that matter from escaping. If you're in a very wide and mostly flat area, kiting will be very difficult. The basics of kiting is to run diagonally. It's not an advantage, or it's not a giant advantage, but running diagonally will gain you more speed than your opponent. In order to do this, turn your mouse 45 degrees away from your target. Now be smart with this next move and hit your E and your A or D key to run sideways towards your opponent. If you hit the wrong one, you'll be going a full 90 degrees away from them. After a while, this will become muscle memory and you won't even have to think about it while doing it. Now, in order for kiting to work, you ought to know the mechanics of how it works. When you hit an opponent, they get knocked back a little in the direction you're facing. They get knocked back even further if you're walking, even further if you're sprinting while hitting them. Try to imagine it as T-boning your opponent. While they move forward, you're knocking them to the side. I'll take you to a bird's eye view of a simple situation. Watch here as player A is moving forward and trying to run away, while player B is chasing after them trying to re-invoke the fight. Player B is running diagonally and gaining distance slowly but steadily. He's going to wait until the perfect time to click and knock his opponent to the side. Now the key thing while your opponent is in the air, they cannot control where they go until they land. Take advantage of this and keep hitting them to go where you want. Eventually they will slow down enough for you to maneuver around to the other side and push your opponent wherever you want. Keep in mind your opponent may or probably will change direction, so position yourself accordingly and be prepared for any kind of change. Be wary. Your opponent may also be waiting for health to regen and they may turn around on you. Be prepared for anything. So, that is my second tutorial on how to PvP. I know you more advanced players out there may be groaning and already know this, but it's just starting. Heck, you may have learned something new here. As a heads up, my next How To PvP episode will go all over everything I know about inventory loadout, proper times to eat, potion buffs, rebuff and debuff time for gappling and souping, and how to soup if you play on Gapple and soup servers. Nonetheless, thank you all for listening to me and watching until the end. Please leave your feedback down below. Like I say, every bit of feedback helps and gives me motivation to do the next video. If you enjoyed this video, or if you're just plain sexy, leave a like. Otherwise, continue being sexy guys and gals, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye!